Hello everybody, my name is Chad Lim and welcome back to Landman EDC. I've got 3 knife brands that I want to talk about today. This is National Knife Week here on the channel. It's National Knife Day on August 24th. I'll be going to a knife show. I'm very excited, but I've got a couple of new knives to share with you, and I've got 3 brands that I want to spotlight that I think are just absolutely killing it right now. And so really appreciate you being here. Let's go talk about it. My name is Chad Lemon and I talk about knives, tools, and EDC items on the channel here. And if you find value from what I'm doing, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I don't have a membership program, but I would let you buy me a coffee. You can check those links below to send a one-time gift my way. Every dollar gets reinvested back into the channel. Thanks for being here. Now back to the video. All right, so first up is Civivi. This is the Tacticorix. Now, I do not come up with those names, obviously, but they have a penchant for pretty interesting names. But you can see this is the Tacticorix. This is a very big boy at 8.8 inches long unfold. The blade length is 3.7 inches right here. You can see that it is a drop point blade. It's got some really cool geometry on the top of the blade. You've got an index flipper here. You've got a clip point blade, and as you can see, that action on those ceramic ball bearings is very nice. It's always nice when Civivi makes a knife here. You've got some incredible geometry on this clip point blade right here. But what you'll probably notice is this concrete colored G10 right here, and the kind of the pattern that it's got on here. You've got a couple of grippy things up here as well as right here inside the finger choil. But also, this is going to be a liner lock on the top here, as you can see, on the inside rather. The screws are all stainless steel. The thumb stud is stainless steel. You've got an index flipper right there, or you can use the thumb stud to flip out, and either way is really nice. But this textured G10 is actually not a textured, it's just a milled pattern inside of what they call shredded G10. Now, this is the shredded G10, kind of a concrete color, kind of a gray, whitish color. I kind of dig it. Really enjoying this. You've got a satin finish on the blade, satin finish on the hardware, the pocket clip, as well as the liner locks. Gives it a really cool looking aesthetic here. And so I really like this, but I could not help but notice that this is very similar to the button lock brazen that they put out not too long ago. And so this is the button lock brazen. It's got around the same type of index flipper. This is the Tonto satin finish blade, but this is of course a button lock. But you can see the similarities here in the swooping down right here where the blade comes in, as well as the finger choil right here, the same kind of looking and flourishes on the blade choil. And then you flip it around, it's very similar, but the blade obviously protrudes out a little bit more to give it a little bit more distinction. And you've got a little bit more jimping on the top of the blade right here. And of course, this is a liner lock, whereas this is a button lock. And so I've really enjoyed this. This is just a black textured G10. This is the brazen, and really have enjoyed the brazen for about, I've had this for probably over a year and a half. But I couldn't notice but the similarities. Now you'll notice the brazen is quite a bit smaller than the Tacticorix here. But what you're getting here is you're getting a satin finish here, kind of a stainless steel finish. They say that's a satin finish, but it may actually be a stainless steel finish. But you've got Nitro V blade steel here. Nitro V is one of my favorite blade steels. It's got decent edge retention. It'll stay sharp for a while. It's very sharp when it is sharpened correctly. I really like this blade steel quite a bit, and so I love seeing Nitro V in a folder like this, especially a big folder like this. Civivi sent this out to me. I really appreciate them sending out the Tacticorix. This is the first knife I wanted to talk to on National Knife Day, Knife Week. And really appreciate them sending this out. Go check it out at civivi.com or check my links in the description for some money off. This retails for $79. Now, the great thing about Civivi is you're usually going to catch a lot of these on sale. But for all in all, 80 bucks for a Nitro V blade of this size, not too bad at all. Very nice. Go check it out, the Tacticorix. All right, so you're all familiar with the Kizer drop bear. Everybody's familiar with it. You've got a really nice ergonomic blade here. Just everything about it, from the crossbar lock to the thumb stud placement to the ergonomics of the blade itself. I really love everything about it. So a lot of people know about the drop bear, so I'm not going to go into depth about the drop bear, but I will tell you honestly, this is my first Kizer product, the drop bear. I got this one with the purple thumb studs, and I have loved it. The crossbar lock is very fidgety. It retains some good sharpness. This one's got 154 cm blade steel on it, so a very good quality blade steel. And it's got that really awesome jimping going almost all the way across the top here. That black on black with the purple, it's just really great. But when I saw the Ice Bear, when I saw this bad boy right here, I knew that I had to have it. I spotted it at Blade Show. It was the first, Kizer was one of the first booths I went to at Blade Show Atlanta, and I had to have this. And so it's the same thing as the drop bear, but it's got this really cool acrylic, kind of this textured acrylic right here. It gives you a really good grip on it. In fact, I like it even more than I like my other drop bear as well. But you've got a satin finish on the blade, and I love this kind of drop point blade that they have right here. Of course, Azo designed this. This is Nitro V steel on this blade. So I really like the drop bears. That's kind of was my gateway drug, so to speak, getting into Kizer products. Well, Kizer got in touch and they wanted to send me a couple of more blades. And of course I said, sure. I told them I tend to go towards smaller blades. And so they sent me the Feist and the Big Lighter. Now, if you don't know how to spell that, I'll have the links in the description. I'll have those links available there for you to purchase or just to click on and check it out if you want to check it out. But let's go ahead and talk about the Feist. I had heard a lot about the Feist. This is a CPM 4V blade that you've got on this. What they call this is, I believe, Rich Light. I'll check to make sure. But yes, this is called a material for the handles here for the blade scales called Rich Light. Now this is red Rich Light, but I can tell you right now, it's got a fancy name, but it really feels like wood. It feels like they have taken some composite wood and kind of put it together and given you a very lightweight Feist here. And so Justin Lundquist has designed this blade. This is a front flipper, as you can see. Now I can't do front flipping very well because of the arthritis in these fingers and stuff, but look there, I got it in the first try. And so again, this is CPM 4V steel on this. I like it a lot. I love how the lines just connect and it goes down to kind of a point, a flush point here. I love the little notch here in the Rich Light and the handles that you get as far as, and the jimping on the top gives you a really good style here with an overall length of about 6.5 inches here on this blade. This is a nice compact front flipper with a drop point style blade here. Of course, you've got the black blade here and the minimal Kizer branding. Overall, I'm highly impressed. Now, I don't tend to buy front flippers. That's the thing about being a YouTube reviewer like myself. I'm not necessarily famous enough to be able to choose the knives that I want to review. But this has pleasantly surprised me because of the ease that is able to be front flipped. Even with my arthritis in these hands, yes, comment on that. I'm getting old, whatever. And I really enjoy this blade, and I love the detent rather on these blades. Listen to this. See if you can get that. It just kind of snaps into place, almost like an old style traditional knife. And there we go. You kind of have to flip it open, and then it's got that liner lock and it falls right into place. Very nice. Kizer Feist. Check it out. The other one that I was really excited to check out is the Kizer Beg Lighter. Now this is a frag pattern titanium scale Beg Lighter Mini. This is 20 CV steel. And this one right here is much heavier. But again, the detent, and you've got the thumb studs right here. They give you that nice in right here as far as the finger choil to get in there and flip this open right here. You've got a lanyard hole at the end, and I've added my own here. You've got, I don't think I've ever seen this before. It's not a milled pocket clip. It is if you can see right there, it's not a milled pocket clip. It's a bent over pocket clip, but it's very nice. It's very thick, and it's got this thicker part right here that connects to where you would put it in your pocket. And I will tell you that if you're going to have this as your daily driver, if you're going to wear it if you're going to have it with you every day, going in and out of your pocket 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, your jeans are going to get torn up right there because of this frag pattern. Don't get me wrong, I love the frag pattern on this bad boy. It is so cool, but at the same time, this is going to tear up your pockets if you have it. It's a very rough pattern. It'll wear in eventually, and you can see a little bit of wear and tear that I've already got on it on the edges. I just think that patina, that kind of wear and tear looks really cool. But this one's marked down right now to $69.50. So you've got 20 CV steel, titanium frag scales on it. I do believe they're probably getting rid of some of these. The Feist that I just talked about is down to $34.50 on Kizer.com. So I will link all that stuff below. Make sure you check that out. But this is a great little blade, a drop point blade. The blade length is just shy of 3 inches at 2.91 inches. So this would be an excellent small carry for an excellent little pocket carry knife. Frame lock, blacked out, the Kizer Vosteed Mini. Go check it out. Lots of styles to choose from as well, but go check it out. All right, I'm not going to say that I saved the best for last, but without a doubt, one of these knives right here has been my favorite knife of all 2024. Let's first go with Vosteed here. This is the Vosteed Talarurus. This is an ambidextrous sheep's foot blade here with as you can see, a thumb disc, not a thumb stud. And of course you've got a crossbar lock. I think they call it something different, but it's a crossbar lock. But they really market this as an ambidextrous kind of thing. You can put the blade, put the pocket clip on either side, and it's going to give you nice pocketability here. Of course, it is tip up, and you've got this awesome looking green micarta here that's also textured and kind of drilled out, milled out here. But I really like this sheep's foot blade that has some interesting geometry on the top, and I'll give you a couple more shots of this to see, but it's really quite interesting and neat to look at. 14C 28N blade steel on this. So not the toughest steel, but also definitely not the cheapest. You'll find that 14C 28N is a very, very good durable steel. It's in a lot of knives, and it's because it is cheaper to work with, and it's not considered necessarily one of these exotic like MagnaCut or Nitro V or any of that kind of stuff, but it's a good, just run-of-the-mill blade steel, and it's going to be good for you. But this sheep's foot blade is kind of this black stonewash kind of look here. You've got black accents with that orange thumb disc, and I love the liners on this, the black stainless steel liners. And the crossbar lock, very nice and fidgety. You can bring it in and out as you want, deploy it as you want to. The detent is fantastic. And that 14C 28N steel is Sandvik steel, so somebody had commented on a previous video about what kind of steel that was, but you've got a really nice finger choil, or a finger choil right here, and a sharpening choil up here. I just really like Vosteed stuff, and the Talarurus is actually very nice. I'll spell that, by the way, in the description, Talarurus. I'll spell that for you, but in the blade length, it's just a hair above 3 inches at 3.03 inches, and so you've got that awesome looking tanto, reverse tanto kind of sheep's foot blade. It's kind of a modified, you call anything a modified sheep's foot if it's just different than what it actually is. So really nice on that blade. I love the Vosteed Talarurus. That is a good workhorse knife. $72 MSRP. They're always running sales though, so check my links in the description. Make sure that you get the best price possible. Now I want to share with you the knife that I have, and I'm not joking about this. You know how those reviewers say, well, this is my honest review. Well, I'm always honestly reviewing stuff for you. So, but honestly and absolutely hand to heart, this is my favorite knife of 2024, the Vosteed Mini Labrador. Now, it is a small knife. It's only 2.73 inches for the blade length, and you can see I've used this one a little bit, quite a bit. And it does have a frame lock, and it does have 14C 28N steel, just like the Talarurus here. And you'll find that that's a standard across a lot of Vosteed knives. But I'm telling you right now, these titanium scales on here, the milling on the outside edges right here, kind of the chamfer on the edges right here. You've got, that doesn't really have liners per se. It does have those on the inside, but the action on this knife, the detent, listen to this. It's just got this really nice detent. And the thing that just is the cherry on top on this blade is the milled pocket clip. Now you can tell this one right here, the Talarurus, has a bent pocket clip. I guess that, I don't know if that's exactly what you call them, but it's just basically a piece of metal that's bent over on itself. This right here is milled out of a piece of aluminum. It is milled out of a piece of steel. And so it is going to be very nice. It's super tough. It's not going to bend on, well, it could bend on you. I'm not going to say it's not going to bend, but it could bend on you, but the likelihood of that is nil. So excellent, excellent. The Vosteed branding on here is just very tiny right there on the pocket clip. This is a small knife, but I loved it so much that I bought the satin titanium version of it. I'm telling you guys, this has just been one of the greatest little small knife finds that I have ever found. Vosteed sent me the black one. I fell in love with it. I bought the titanium satin version with my own money. I liked it so much. This knife to me is the best knife for me right now. It's my favorite knife of 2024. Doesn't have to be yours. It may not fit yours because it's a smaller knife. It's 2 3/4 inches. And so it may not be big enough for you, but I just love the style of this blade. These are on sale, 15% off right now on Vosteed.com for $58.15. A super nice quality knife with a great action. You got that index flipper right here. Great action on this. I want you to hear the sound of this opening. It's very satisfying. It's nowhere near as satisfying as some $300 or $400, $500, $600 knives out there, but just listen to this. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love the size. I haven't even tried this is the Mini Labrador. I don't even know, I've never even put a regular size Labrador in my hands. That the ones on Vosteed right now that I just looked up, they are sold out. However, I will try to link below some on Amazon that you can check out. But suffice to say, the Vosteed Mini Labrador is my knife of 2024. I think that this is the best small knife that you can get in 2024 for less than $75. So that is our video today. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. National Knife Week here on the channel. Going to be sharing a bunch of stuff. Going to be heading to a knife show in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee on August 24th. Very much looking forward to that. Mostly traditional knives, but hey, it's still sharp things, so I'm all about it. Thank you so much to Vosteed for sending out the Mini Labrador as well as the Talarurus. Thank you to Kizer for sending out the Feist and the Beglighter. And thank you again, as always, to Civivi for sending out the Tacticorix. Excellent, excellent choices in knives. The choices that we have today, ladies and gentlemen, is so fantastic. And all of the knives that I talked to you about today are under $100. So go check them out. All the links in the description will help the channel. And also, as I want to mention at the end of every video, if you are questioning life, if you are questioning things in your life right now, if you want to talk about spiritual matters, if you want to talk about Jesus or the Bible or religion in general, I would love to discuss that with you. Hit me up on my email that's in my profile here, or hit me up on Instagram. Direct message me on any of those services. I would love to talk to you about Jesus and all the things that he has done for me and for my family and for everyone else that I know here. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it very much. Have a good rest of your knife week, and we'll see you in the next video.